Hi everybody, it is Tom Breeze here of Video Results, and today we're doing something slightly different. I have one of our clients, but also a good friend on the line here today, and we're using a video conferencing platform called Starleaf. But I wanted to get Steve on the line, Steve Smith from Astro Communications, because we've started using video conferencing in our business. And I've got to say, in terms of travel, in terms of making sure we have effective meetings and we're in touch with everybody on a regular basis in terms of inside the team itself and also with clients, we found Starleaf to be absolutely brilliant in terms of productivity and efficiency. And what I want to do today is kind of introduce you to Steve, who helped us put this all together, and also ask him some questions about how he runs his side of the business and what he does and how he might be able to help you in your business as well. So Steve, welcome to the call.
Hello Tom, how are you doing?
Yeah, very good, thank you. Obviously, we know each other very well now, but do you want to give people a bit of a background to kind of what you do and what Astro does as well?
Yeah, sure. Well, I'm technical director for Astro, so I'm involved in a wide range of business solutions for our customers, and that will be voice, data, and video communications. So we're in our 30th year now, and it's my 41st year in the industry. So a bit long in the tooth, and an excuse for all the grey hairs in my beard.
Yes. Well, you are looking very dashing there today, Steve.
Thank you, Tom.
So obviously, for those that don't really know how Video Results runs too much, I mean, I'm based just south of London in Reigate. Andy is based up in near Birmingham, and our main offices are in London. So we've kind of got ourselves sprawled out across the UK. So whenever we've found running the business, we've always found like the communication between team members is really key, and we've got to get that right because we're all working on the same project most of the time. And it used to be that we do lots and lots of face-to-face meetings, but now as a result of using video conferencing, that's gone down. And I've got to say, from my perspective, it's been really helpful because I haven't been doing a commute up into London so much because I just know that I can rely on the video system. But I presume, Steve, it's the same for most businesses. Is that kind of the typical benefit of video conferencing?
Well, it is. There's always the favourite, which is save on travel, save on accommodation costs, and but some of the others that get missed are it is a richer form of communication, and certainly when you have teleconferencing calls, you never really know if anyone's paying attention, and I think it's well known that people have actually fallen asleep on teleconference calls. You can't fall asleep on video because you'll get found out.
Very true.
And you can't walk away and make a cup of tea, or it's that classic. Could you repeat that question? The line broke up, so I didn't quite hear it. You know, we know they actually went away and they weren't there anymore. You know, it's
you keep beady eye on them, yeah.
Yeah, or you could be sitting there doing a crossword or a puzzler book. So we find it's a much better form of communication, and we use it ourselves. We're all over the country as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I mean, I think I suppose there's two questions or two big benefits as well for me. I mean, one was the transition from Skype for me, which is kind of, I think you can kind of answer that question in just a second. But also, I suppose it's the mobile aspect to it as well, because I know I love the fact that yes, I can use it on my kind of my desktop, and so I can use it on my desktop computer. But also when I'm mobile with my laptop, with my iPad, etc., it's easy to use as well. And it's just a case of simply turning it on. But I mean, I know why I moved on from Skype to kind of Starleaf. But do you want to kind of explain some of the benefits of using Starleaf and compared to some of the free video conferencing systems out there that people might be quite familiar with?
Yeah, I mean, without getting too technical, one of the major benefits of Starleaf is it's standards based, which means it will work with all of the standards based room video conferencing systems. So people like Polycom, Lifesize, Cisco, it will work with all of those without any pain. It's very simple to actually integrate into other people's systems. There's also the quality and the security. I'm always a bit concerned about using proprietary systems anyway, because they don't work with everything. Unless you're actually on that system, you can't use it. But
is that like Skype? You mean it's like if someone's using something like Skype?
Yeah. So it's there are one or two systems that allow you to actually Skype into those room systems, but not many.
Okay.
So you know it's fairly rare. But having the ability to use enterprise or business grade video conferencing from any device, as you say, and at the moment it's Mac, Windows, and iPad that's supported, but Android is on its way.
Great.
So having the ability to use any device, and in fact have the same configuration on all of your devices, and you choose to answer the call on whichever one's convenient to you at that time, is a major productivity benefit. Traditional video conferencing systems were room systems, certainly business grade, were room systems, and they were shut away in boardrooms. And they, some of them have TV type controllers. I don't know all the buttons on my TV at home, and that's a situation you have with video conferencing, only you're not using it as much. So it's quite common to hear people say, video conferencing, we tried it, but it was very expensive. It's in the boardroom, no one uses it, so we've given up on it. But this is the ability to be able to use the device that you're on at that time. We video conference in our engineers who are out in the field. They might be in their car, hopefully not driving, but certainly parked up, and they can conference in and have a richer communication with us because we can see what they're doing. They feel like they're part of the team, because that's also a problem with remote staff is that they lose that connection with the rest of the team because they only see them once in a while. Very true. The other benefit, of course, is in our type of work as well, where we've got people out on site. That first response, people can go out with their video conferencing software set up on their iPad, and we can have maybe someone more experienced there alongside them, actually via video. So it's an effective means of being able to support them as well.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, for me, running kind of a small business, we've only got a few kind of members of staff and suppliers and contractors that we work with, but they're all on Starleaf, and we use that because we know it's a lot more secure, the line. We also know that it doesn't drop out as much. I haven't actually had it drop out at all yet with Starleaf, which is fantastic. We've used it a lot. But I know that Skype, for example, you get on it and you just don't know if it's going to work or not. You might have 5 or 6 people in the call, and you know that someone's not going to be able to hear you at some point. I do find Starleaf so much more reliable like that, which is really helpful. But I suppose, taking it on from like a small business to a medium and a large size business, in terms of what sort of solutions there are for them, I know that we're on the Starleaf Breeze, isn't it? If it's my surname and it's got the word Breeze in it, I'm all in. But obviously, the actual solution's brilliant.
We're going to change it to Starleaf Smith, actually.
Yes, exactly. I won't use it anymore if that's the case. No, okay. Do you want to kind of explain what sort of like packages there are in terms of starting out small and growing? Because I know that it's quite an easy transition as well if you do want to expand, isn't it?
Yeah, certainly. There are basically Starleaf is a cloud-based system, so all of the video conferencing infrastructure that you would have to deploy on your own network if you're a medium to large organisation, you don't have to worry about anymore. You just have an endpoint. Now that could be a hardware room system endpoint, or it could be a Breeze software client as we're using today.
Yep.
And they're all exactly the same to set up, barring some minor details. To install a room system, for instance, my average install time, bearing in mind I'm getting on in years, so I'm not as fast as I used to be, is about half an hour. So to actually get a room system up and running in half an hour a few years ago was just unthinkable.
Right.
As you know yourself, the Breeze client takes minutes to set up, and you're up and running.
I love it. You just open it and you just press kind of call this person and you're away. It's brilliant.
Yeah. But even for people that don't have the software, you can, if you want to get someone in on a conference call, as you can just invite them in via an email, and in that email there's a download link which enables them to download the software. And again, it's a very light application. They can download it in no time and be in the conference ad hoc. Someone that doesn't have actually any video conferencing equipment, just their PC or their iPad. On the point of the infrastructure, video conferencing infrastructure can be very expensive. There are a lot of issues, and again, I don't want to get too technical, but some of the issues around video conferencing is how do you actually enable people inside the business to connect, and how do you enable people on the outside of the business to connect when there's generally a firewall in the way. So this creates a dilemma for some businesses and some IT managers in do they place the video conferencing equipment on the public side of the internet and open it up at risk of being attacked by hackers, or do they place it on the inside, which then makes it very difficult to actually get access. And there are systems to enable you to overcome that, but they normally come at a premium. So you could be paying tens of thousands of pounds to get a video conferencing infrastructure up and running. So with Starleaf, the infrastructure is in the cloud. Setting up a portal, we provide our customers with a portal, we give them access. Once they've got access to that, they can add users as they see fit. So I've got a customer yesterday, they want to add a lot of users, and I think there's this initial disbelief that it can't really be that easy, because I got a call yesterday saying I want to add about 20 users. Is it okay if I do that? I say, yeah, that's fine. And adding 20 users in the Starleaf system will literally take no longer than 5 or 10 minutes.
Right.
So it's very, very simple. I can't believe how simple it is. I'm a career engineer, and I should really be thinking, I want something complicated because I want to get my teeth into it. But the beauty of this is that customers love it. It's very simple to get it into a customer's office, get it up and running on a broadband service or whatever their internet connection is. And they just then take over. They become experts because they just love doing it themselves, because it's so intuitive and so easy to use, to configure, and to support. So, and we don't want to sell lots of engineering time for the sake of it, and that's not what we're here for. We just want customers to be happy.
Exactly, yeah. And that's definitely how we feel. I mean, we know that we've used it and it's been brilliant for us. In a second, Steve, I'm going to ask you for your 3 big things, because I know you talk about Starleaf to me, and I know you can see it being such a groundbreaking technology in terms of how businesses can use video conferencing because of the barriers there used to be and how this has broken some of those down. So I'll ask you for 3 kind of big points in just a second, and also how they can contact you. But for those people that are kind of listening in, this is for me something that we wanted to install for quite some time, and it took us a long time to find the right solution. We spoke to Steve at quite some length, and Starleaf was the obvious one for us to go with because it helped us scale the business quite quickly in terms of how many people we can have on a video conference, and also how we can communicate just so easily. But for us, I mean, it was just such a no-brainer. But moving away from things like Skype was also kind of very comfortable for us because we know the dropouts are quite bad on Skype. We know that it's not secure, etc. So, but also the other big benefit for us is when we ask a client to have a video conference with us, it's a much better line normally, but also it's got that professional side to it because of all of a sudden you're using a platform that looks a lot more professional, comes across a lot better, and it's not just another Skype conversation or a FaceTime conversation. You're actually having a conversation on a platform that's dedicated to your business as well. So Steve, what would you say the 3 biggest points are, and also how can they find out more? How can they contact you?
Okay, 3 biggest points for me are it's very simple to deploy. It's very accessible, so it's available to anyone in the organisation, not just the directors and managers. And it's very simple and easy to maintain. If I can add a 4th there, it's cost effective.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of contacting me, my email address is steve.smith@astro.co.uk. Mobile number is 07850 055 893. Please contact me if you need any further information.
Great, that's very good of you, Steve. So I'll make sure that the details are put with this video that we go live with as well, and so people can get in contact with you. But again, I just want to say thank you to you, Steve, for not only this call but also for introducing us to Starleaf and implementing it for us as well, because it has been fantastic for our business. It's really helped with the efficiency, productivity, and reduced our travelling cost and travelling time more than anything else, which is a big thing for us. So thanks very much. As I said, anyone who's kind of watching this video or listening in, make sure you contact Steve. It's steve.smith@astro.co.uk. And that mobile phone number again, Steve, just so they got it.
is 07850
Cheers, Steve. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Tom. It was excellent feedback. Much appreciated.
Cheers, mate. Thanks.
Thank you.